everyone, I have a very special unboxing today. So I have a deck here that's kind of a unique deck. It is an independently made deck by an artist. Now, I work at a art school, and there was a project in our printmaking class where students made a tarot card, and so was asked to come and talk a little bit, give a little bit of feedback about that, which I was like very honored and thrilled to do. And I was gifted a tarot deck that was made by an independent artist. This was made using printmaking skills and tools. So this is a deck that I'm going to look up if you can actually order it from this artist, but it is independently made. This was, like handmade printmaking. I'm really excited about showing you all this deck and showing you this amazing artist. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to unbox this deck. All right, so it came wrapped really lovely tissue paper, this lovely sticker, which I'm almost like sad to unwrap it. You know how it is when something's just done so lovely. You really don't want to mess with it. So there we go. All right. I know, I feel like I love when people sort of wrap everything up so nicely, and I almost don't want to wrap it. I'm one of those people that carefully unwraps things. So this is the Othrysian Tarot. I'm probably pronouncing this wrong. This is an independent deck. I'm going to find a link if I can to where you can order this. It says, "Before gods, there were titans." Now I'm going to get my glasses here, so because I'm now middle-aged and I can't see things anymore. Okay, so I went and got my glasses, and it says designed by Michael Ezel, and it's mezel.com. I'm going to put a link below so you can order this if you're interested. And so this was made by an artist, so I'm really excited by this because I don't okay. Yes, I will cut that out. Okay. So here we go. Comes with a little guidebook here. So this is the guidebook of the Othrysian Tarot, the companion guide. And we have here, this is nice, like it's glossy paper. And so we have the title here, we have keywords, we have a description here, and we have inverse as well. I like that. We've got our majors here. Oh, interesting. We've got our fours. So we've got a description there, and then we've got our keywords there. So handy little book. Like as far as little white books go, this looks pretty good. So comes with that. These are the back here. It's very much just like the pattern is like on the box. Nice cardstock. It does have like a semi, I think like a satin or whatever. I think it's probably about 300 GSM. So I do like having a little bit of gloss there. I don't like the matte. So it's got a good shuffling. So let's take a look. Let's do a walkthrough here. Again, this is all made, it's printmaking. So kind of done the old-fashioned way. Really love that. So instead of the Fool here, they've changed some of the names. We do have Passage here, and you've got the key. You've got like almost like which door do you pick? This makes me think of Janus, the two-headed god, the god of doorways, which January is named after. We have the Psychopomp instead of the Magician. We do have Hermes here with his winged helmet, and he's got his winged shoes here. He's holding the wand up and down. So I do like that as well. So a little bit of a different take on things. The High Priestess, I think this is supposed to be Persephone because we do have the pomegranate here. We've got the 3 heads. I'm going to look here to see what it says about Persephone here. The Priestess. It's Hecate. Oh, interesting. So we have Hecate. At first I thought it was, but then I saw the pomegranate. I thought maybe it was Persephone, but we do have Hecate here. For the matriarch, we have Rhea, who is the goddess of rain and connected with agriculture. So you see her here holding like the world here. You see things growing. We have the patriarch. I'm guessing this is Saturn or Kronos. Kronos is his Greek name, Saturn the Roman name. And so he's got his scythe here, and, you know, he's ruling over the earth, sitting on the square here. It's really like that. The teacher, this would be Chiron. Also, Chiron is sometimes known as the wounded healer, but he taught people medicine. He's a teacher. He's, you know, he's growing knowledge. He's distributing knowledge out into the world, and he bridges both like the animal and the human world. For 6, we have love instead of the lovers. And so we have Aphrodite here, obviously. You know, we have the jars here for fertility and for abundance. Really love this deck. It's very, I find this deck like it's Greek, but it also has this kind of modern element to it as well. So we have the Chariot here. This is Helios, the god of the sun. And so this is about the journey of the sun across the sky. So we have from night to day. We have the path of the stars here. This is all about purpose and on the journey, being on the journey that you're on. So Helios is a great one for the Chariot. Then we have Themis for order. So you can see here that justice, now it's called order, is 8 rather than in the number 11 position. So it's more of the traditional Marseille kind of order of things. And so we have this balance between one and the other, this sense of order here. Instead of the Hermit, we have reflection. And this is, I never pronounce this one right, Mnemosyne. This is the goddess of remembering. So this is about reflection, reflecting on things. She's literally holding up a mirror. And so it's looking inward, looking into the past. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune here. I'm going to guess that this one is the Fates. It is Ananke, who is the primordial goddess of necessity. Her daughters are the Moirae, or the 3 Fates. So we have the 3 Fates here, and then we have her on the outside. So that's an interesting interpretation there. Then we have the Strength card is number 11. And so this one is Sybil, which is the goddess of fortitude and protection. This is also a Mother Earth figure. And she's often associated with things like lions and leopards as well. So sort of that feminine strength. We have Suspension here, which is Prometheus. Prometheus is the one who he sacrificed, he taught people how to make fire, and because of that he was punished by you know, hanging and having acid dripped on him for eternity. So he's in suspension there, so it's about sacrifice. We have death here. We have time as a constant and inevitable. Chronos, you know, is all about the time that we are all affixed to. So it's interesting they have Chronos here, which is time, rather than Hades, which is death. I think that's an interesting choice. And he's standing there on the hourglass. Instead of Temperance, we have the 2 rivers. So we have Oceanus and Tethys, the 2 rivers that flow into each other. So fresh water and salt water. So it's about combining things, right? It's about that alchemical combination. Then we have Consumption here as the devil. So that is interesting. So here we have Kronos, which again, we have Saturn here. We have Saturn in both the Emperor and here in the Devil, where he's like consuming his own children, which we see here. You know, it is that fear of being overtaken, right? That devil, you know, the fear of what's to come. We have Typhon for the tower here. He is the monstrous face of chaos, it says here. So this is a feared titan that was thrown into the abyss. So we have Typhon here. For the star, we have Asteria. And so she is, she's the goddess of the stars. And so we have her here as the star. We have Luna, the goddess of the moon. Luna is also known as, you know, as Artemis, as Diana, as Selene. So we have the moon here. We have the sun. We have Helios here. So he appears twice as well, both the Chariot and here. We have resurrection instead of judgment here. And this is about the final ascent from the underworld when we're reborn into the world. I love how they've got here the thread here, the ball of twine, which makes me very much think about the labyrinth. And then we have the Omphalos, which is the navel of the world as being the world. So we have this egg here. So very interesting, very like Greek mythology. Now, the suits, from what I understand, are more Marseille. They're a little more pippish. So again, you've got the Ace of Cups here. You've got the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, 6. I love the water, though. The blue going in and out of them. That's very, very nice. 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is interesting. These all have water flowing out of them, but this one doesn't. That's very interesting. It's like he's watching over all of these. All right, so we have here the messenger of the east. So I'm going to take a quick look and see what the messengers have to say. So these are the winds. These are the spirits of the winds. These are the messengers, right? And so this is the messenger of the east. And it's interesting that they have east here for cups, because I tend to think of west as cups, but that's interesting. So Urus, so the god of the rain-bringing eastern winds. So that makes sense why they chose that one. Then we have glory of the east. Let's see here. Pillars, riders. What do they have here? This is kind of interesting. We have messengers. We have vessel. Okay, so glory of the east. Okay, so this is kind of like the queens, I think. So glory of the east is Thea, goddess of sight and vision. And then I'm guessing the pillar is like the king. And so the pilling, we have Hyperion, the god of light and sky. And then the rider of the east is Bia, which is force. So interesting. So similar to knights and cavaliers in traditional tarot, the riders are personified by the winged enforcers of Zeus, grandchildren of the Titans Sirius and Arubia. They were born from the union between Pallas and the Oceanoid Six. These 4 spirits were enlisted to carry out his punishments towards the Titans. So we have Bia, the cups, which is about force in here, which is interesting because I don't really think of the Knight of Cups as being about force, but this is interesting, and how they associate cups with the east. All right, so we have our swords here. So we have our ace here. We have 2. It's interesting. There's a ribbon between them. 3. I think they're interesting, the red going down where it's sort of like that knife that's stabbing into the heart. We have 4, 5, like that the numbers are in there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so we have the messenger of the west. So this is Zephyrus, god of the warm, gentle western winds. So this kind of flips it for me because I associate the swords with the east, but whatever, western winds. And you have like the spring sort of here, like the gentle. We have pride of the west. So this is Clemene, the goddess of fame and renown. The pillar of the west. God, this is, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Iapetus, the god of mortality and craftsmanship. And then we have the rider of the west, which is Nike and victory. So the goddess of victories here. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we got our wands card here, which look very much like flowers with petals. I do love this, that they're flowers. I think that's really cool. I have 3. I like the red at the bottom too. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have the messenger of the south. So the messenger So we have wands. So again, this is the opposite. This is oh, southern winds. Yes, I would just associate with the south. So notice, god of hot and humid southern winds, so bringing the warmth of summer. The force of the south, the Queen of Wands, which is my card. Let's see who they have for the Queen of Wands. Eurbia, goddess of navigation and the natural power of the sea. That's kind of interesting. The pillar of the south, which is Creus, god of the constellations. And then the rider of the south, we have here Zelos, who is about zeal, which definitely the Knight of Wands is very zealous, that's for sure. And then we have our pentacles. I like that we have the brown and the green here. We have our 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and then finally for our quartz, we have the messenger of the north, Phoebe, goddess of bright intellect and prophecy. Oh wait, no, that's the queen. Okay, because I was like, oh, that does look female. Here we go. Messengers. Boreas, god of the cold northern winds, and we see the mountains here. Yes, that makes more sense. Okay. Radiance of the north, we have Phoebe here, goddess of bright intellect and prophecy. We have the pillar of the north, which is Coeus, the god of intellect and inquiry. And then we have our rider of the north, which is Kratos, which is strength here. So this is a really cool deck. First of all, it's an independent deck. It's made by an artist. I'm really, really just honored to have it. I'm definitely going to be working with this this coming year. This is just a really cool deck. I think it's a really interesting take on the tarot. Well, usually I'm kind of like, oh, when people change names, but for this one, I understand it. It is also a very modern deck. I love the use of colors here. I think that these are just some really interesting terms like patriarch instead of emperor, teacher instead of hierophant. I think this will be a really interesting one to work with. It is more pippish, but I kind of like the art on this. And as far as pip decks go, this is a really beautiful one. Like the art on here is just incredible. Amazing, amazing work that's done here. I think it's really interesting, their take on the different court cards. You know, making each of these, the different winds, their take on these things. I'm really looking forward to working with this. Let me know what your thoughts are. Again, I'm going to put links below to the website in case you are interested in ordering this and supporting this artist. I do believe in supporting independent artists. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. Let me know what your thoughts are. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Yeah, just thank you for watching and for your comments. And if you're interested, you can always, of course, check out my Patreon to see what's there. And you can also check out my Etsy shop for any readings. And as always, I'm sending you peace and love and love.